13 years of training taught me this. Not everyone should start with the barbell back squat. There's a few steps before you get there. I'm Coach Ty with Muscle Wiki, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to go from unable to do a bodyweight squat to barbell back squatting step by step. Let's get straight into it. Here we go. In my recent 13 years of squatting everything I've learned video, I got a comment saying, hey, this is the first time I want to do squats. How should I start? My body is so weak, you could say I am underweight. This is a great question. In all my years of training people, every so often I would come across someone who was simply unable to barbell squat. The 45-pound bar was just too much. If this is you, what do you do? We're going through this step by step to get you comfortably barbell back squatting in no time. Level 1, assisted squats. Many people often assume that not being able to squat lower is a matter of lacking range of motion at the joints. They then use things like stretching and don't really see much improvement. Now, more times than not, however, I've found that lacking range of motion was a matter of strength. The human body is very smart and is always trying to protect you. It knows that if you go into a particular range of motion that you're not used to, you probably won't be able to get out of it. So you'll naturally stop before going into that range of motion. So what we need to do here is get you used to it. Best way to do that is with assisted squats. Now you can do this at home. So you've got a couple of options here. You can use rings if you've got them, but you'll probably more so have access to a TRX, but they serve the same function. Hold on, make sure you're relatively close to your TRX or your rings when the strap is extended. And then as you sit into the squat, pull yourself with your upper body back up. Again, this will give us more time in this lower range of motion without your legs being the only movers present. You can help yourself back up using the TRX or the rings. Another option here that I would also recommend, if you're at the gym, you can use a rack, or if you're at home, you can use whatever you've got, your sink, your countertops, whatever. Just find something to hold on to and sit all the way down. And again, same thing, pull yourself back up into the starting position. Again, aim to get the longest range of motion that you possibly can. And one other thing that you can do here, because again, we want to spend more time in that lower range of motion to get your nervous system used to it and to get you stronger in that portion of the range of motion, is pause at the bottom, spend a little extra time down there, give it a 2 count, 1, 2, pull yourself back up. 1, 2, pull yourself back up. I used this variation with a client that I had. Shout out to Kathleen, one of my favorite people I ever trained. She was in her mid-70s when she started resistance training and she couldn't squat. So when we first started, we started with this, moved over to the TRX, and then our third variation we went over to was with a stick. Now, obviously, you're gonna have less support using this than you will with something as solid as a rack or a countertop or something like that. Stick upright, double overhand grip, sit back into your squat, and then push the stick down into the floor to get yourself back up into the starting position. And again, you can spend a little extra time down here in this range of motion before going back up. So I would say start here with this. Then you can move over to rings or TRX, and then you can move to this. Now, once you are getting 3 sets of 15 with this, you also could use maybe like a mop or something like that. That would be another option. Once you're getting 3 sets of 15, time to move to the next level. Level 2, bodyweight squats. Now that you're used to hitting parallel or even lower than that, your next progression is the good old-fashioned body weight squat. We're gonna keep things relatively simple here. Now, I would recommend you perform this exercise sideways and in front of a mirror so you can check your depth. We always want to make sure we're getting to parallel, which means hamstrings hitting parallel with the floor. If you can go lower than that and keep your spine neutral, awesome. But parallel is generally where you want to be. Try to keep your chest up as you're squatting and don't tip too far forward. Make sure the shoulder blades stay pulled back. This will help you keep your chest up. With the feet, they can be pointed forward or pointed slightly outward, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Once the form is down, you're hitting parallel consistently, and you can hit 3 sets, 15 reps, again, excellent form across the board. Then you're ready to go to the next level. Level 3. Goblet squat. After you've hit your level 2 goal, time to move on to the goblet squat. We are putting this one here because it allows you to add resistance to your squat without quite going up to a 45-pound bar. You can goblet squat 10, 15, 20, 25 pounds. Quick form tips on your goblet squat. You're gonna go here with your palms underneath the dumbbell and grab. Make sure you keep that dumbbell as close to you as possible. If you start getting out here with it, you're just not gonna be able to hold it up. So keep it as close to you as possible. Similar thing as with the bodyweight squat, make sure you keep your chest up as best you can and you hit parallel. One good rule of thumb that I have with the goblet squat is when your elbows tap your thighs, you're at parallel. You might be a little bit lower, depending on your proportions, but look for your elbows to tap your thighs. Don't sit in that position. Make sure you tap and then come right back up. I would also suggest, because we're working on range of motion and form, that you perform this one in front of a mirror as well. Go sideways in front of the mirror, have a peek over every so often and make sure you are hitting parallel or below. Progression for your goblet squat, you're gonna start with 10, maybe 15 pounds. Once you're able to perform 3 sets of 10 successfully, then we're gonna go up to 20, 25 pounds. Once you're able to perform 3 sets of 10 successfully, then we're gonna go up to 30, 35 pounds. And once you're able to perform your 3 sets of 10 successfully at that weight, now it's time to step into the barbell rack. Now you might be wondering why we're not gonna go all the way up to 45 pounds since a bar is 45 pounds. Well, this is because the goblet squat, because of you holding the weight here and not having the weight on your back, you have a limiting factor with the goblet squat. Obviously, your back is gonna be able to hold more weight than your arms will be able to hold here. This also makes the goblet squat a little bit tougher on the core. So if you can handle a 35-pound goblet squat to depth every single time, 3 sets, 10 reps, you'll definitely be able to handle that barbell squat. Once you have hit your level 3 goal, time to go over to the barbell rack and get started on back squatting. Now, if you want to learn everything I've learned in the last 13 years that I've been back squatting, you can click on this video here. That's it for today's video, folks. I hope that was helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check us out in your app store, Muscle Wiki, all one word. I am Coach Ty, and I will see you with the next one. Deuces.